Hi, everybody. My name is Zach with Layer, and you're watching Layer Quick Bytes, where in 10 minutes or less, I'll show you all the awesome things that you can build with Layer. So let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about connecting work order forms to Revit. So a lot of you may not know that Layer is actually used quite a bit in the facility management and operations space. And one of those major workflows is with managing work orders across the building. So let's look at how we can collect work order information and also connect it back to our actual Revit models themselves. Let's get started. All right, I have a project here that has a work orders category inside of it. You can see I have a few other categories as well. And you can see that I have a model connected to this project as well. So if I look at this under my models tab, you can see I can look at my actual 3D model of the building directly in my web browser. And we can quickly ghost or hide everything that is not a part of this particular category. So in this case, we're looking at furniture. You can see that I can look at all my furniture. We can cluster it together, click on an item, and see the details about that particular item. So I have a model connected that also has rooms inside of it. Oops. And essentially, we're able to then connect our work orders directly to these individual rooms. So that's what we're going to build today. So I'm going to look at my work order form here, or my work order category. And you can see that I'm collecting some information about each one of these work orders. So you can see that I'm collecting things like what time it was submitted at, who requested it, an email, a phone number, the priority, a photo, the issue description, and then the actual details of the work order for our technicians in this. So let's start by building a form that we can post around our building or our facility to allow people to submit their own work requests. So inside of this work order category, I'm going to come down here to create a new view. We're going to call this work request form. We'll choose a form view, and I'll create this view. And so now inside of work orders, I have this blank form that I can come up here to edit, and I can drop specifically which fields I want the user to fill out. So I'm going to grab the name of the individual, their email, an issue description, and let's say the photos. All right. So I'm going to brand this as well. So let's say I'm going to attach a logo. We'll make this a bit smaller, and I'm going to adjust the background color as well. I'll change it to a blue. There we go. And so let's publish this now. So now directly from this interface, I can quickly share this view, and we can either embed it on a website, or I can turn on a secret link that I can share with others. So in this case, I actually created a QR code that navigated to this particular form. And I'm just going to show you an example of submitting a work request on my mobile device here that I recorded earlier. So I have my camera up. I found that QR code. That QR code takes me to that public form inside of Layer. And this is where I fill in the information as well. And one part that you'll notice here that we'll add right after this is that you're able to select the actual related room, like where this issue is actually located, and attach a particular photo to this. So maybe the light is out, so we're going to take a photo of the light, and we can then submit it from there. There we go. So when someone submits that work order, if I come back over here to my open work orders, you can see that work order came in right here. So when I click on it, I can see all the details, including the photo and any of the other details I want. But as I mentioned before, maybe we want to actually like locate these work orders inside of a particular room inside of my model. So in this case, I have my model connected. All I have to do is go down to edit fields here. I'm going to create a new field, and we're going to create a related elements field. Related elements field basically allows you to create a relationship between this item and an item in another category. So in this case, we're going to relate this work order to a particular room from my model. So I'm going to choose the related category as rooms. Will allow us to select one. I'll create the field. And now every work order I can tie to a specific room. So let's tie a couple of these to a room. Let's say this happened in Computer Lab 203. And I'm going to add this to my table here just so I can see it, and quickly click to edit the next item. We'll add this to conference 123. Let's add this to corridor 107. You can see that my list is pre-populated, and that's all coming directly from my list of rooms inside of my model. So as I select these, it's tying it back to an actual Revit instance in my project. All right, that's good enough. We'll start kind of with those 7 tied to a room there. And so now in each one of these work orders, as I click on this item, it now knows that this order 10 is connected to conference 123. And when I click on conference 123, it will show me specifically what model it's a part of. I can see any of the parameter data or the phase it's created in, the area, et cetera. And we can also view an actual model of that particular room in general. And then if I keep scrolling down here, we can see other data about this as well. But I'm going to come over to my rooms category, and let's just take a look at what this looks like. So here I have a list of all of my rooms. And if I click into one of these rooms, like cafeteria or Computer Lab 203, you can see that this also has a link to the actual work order itself. So I have work order 33 that's tied to this Computer Lab 203. And so there's a link between the room and the work order itself. But even cooler than that, maybe we want to actually view the model and see kind of a live update of what rooms have active work orders inside of them. And so I'm going to use this rooms model view to do that. So since I'm looking at my rooms category, I can quickly ghost or hide everything that's not a room. And clicking on one of these opens up the actual room that it is. So I'm going to turn on just keep it ghosted, kind of like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to set a filter that says where work orders is not empty, show the room. And so you can see that this is now only showing me rooms that have active work orders inside of them. And so what I can do is I can actually save this as a new view inside of my rooms category. I'm going to rename it, and we'll just call it, model view of active work orders. There we go. So I can save those changes. And now as I assign new locations, additional rooms will pop up here. So let's go back and just look at that really quick. I'm just going to assign a few other relationships here. So let's say this is instruction 218, construction 205, and let's do one more, electrical 118. Okay, so now if I come back to this model view of active work orders, we will see that it's showing me additional rooms in this preview. And as we click on them, we can immediately see all of the details about that particular room. And we can also link back to the actual order itself. So in this case, if I click on order 30, it takes me back to order 30, and I can see the details along with the photos and any other information that I might have. All right. Well, that does it. We're out of time for today, but hopefully that shows you how we can start to connect some facilities and operations workflows back to